What's up, guys? Maclunkey-Cast episode number 7 here.
How's it going,
Bringing it
guys?
back. Don't talk. Bringing it back. Another episode of what news there is this week, what little there is, and then what we got picked up mostly. So we'll get this one started because there's not too much to talk about. But what's going on? I guess we'll start with toy pickups real quick because that's the main thing we got going here, right?
Real quick, actually, I think we should go ahead. We'll start off and say, unfortunately, as we're recording this this week, Ray Stevenson passed away. He was in Thor. He was the voice actor for Gar Saxon in the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels. He's a fantastic voice actor, and he's going to be, I believe his name is Balin Skull, or I think that's the character's name, who's going to be in the new Ahsoka show. Unfortunately, he has passed, and hopefully, our thoughts will be with his family at this time, and hopefully everything gets better for them. It's an unfortunate loss whenever something like this happens to anybody, not just in Star Wars, but
Younger too.
yeah. I think he was 58.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to start off and give our respects to that. It's unfortunate that happened to him.
Absolutely.
But I think we'll move on from that. But you said you wanted to go into your recent pickups?
Yeah, there's a couple of them that I have, and I know you got a couple pickups lately as well. I've done not too much, but I also, since last week's episode, started looking at some of the Squadron stuff. I'm trying to get this stupid figure in here this whole time. They're very
Galaxy
tiny.
Squadron, yeah.
Micro Galaxy Squadron. Here's the size of a dude. He's so small. I actually opened mine so we can kind of see some exclusive, open stuff. Look how tiny this dude is, bro. So you have to, I got this one just, I think, 2 days ago. It's the
Snowspeeder
from Hawk. So it's very cool. You got little, it's kind of hard with it's blurry, but there's little flaps. You can see it right there. There's a flap that opens up. The gun's in the back. There's a gun in the back that moves. I've got the little dude, so you open up the cockpit and just stuff him in there. And then this one is actually really different. It's got this. Very cool. It's a very cool little detail. That's extra effort they had to put in there. Little wheel at the bottom. Scroll it in.
So I have 2 of those because they announced they're making an AT-AT, an AT-AT.
Oh yeah,
so
I saw that. It's huge, I bet.
That will be really cool to make a scene out of with that.
It'll be huge. And I thought about buying that too. I've actually pre-ordered the Coruscant Battle Pack. It's probably the bigger one that I bought. So I really like the ships that they have in those ones, but I just closed it up. Look, open up the cockpit, dude. This is a very articulate piece. So you can have it open, you can have it closed, you can have the little thing. You can wrap it around the AT-AT probably. I have to scroll that back up again.
But it's gonna be awesome how articulated the ships are, and the amount of detail for the size of these things is absolutely insane. So if you hold that up again, if you can just hold the snowspeeder up, I mean it's not gigantic, but it's a good size little snowspeeder. Now imagine how big the AT-AT is.
Really?
That's the scale with an AT-AT. That the thing is gonna be huge.
If you see one of these at a store, you can walk up to it and just imagine, because they're to scale. Some series are because they're to scale. So I don't know how big it's gonna be.
It's gonna be a big box.
It's gonna be pretty big.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty big. I've also got 2 other ships. And I'm gonna work on looking at getting more, because I'm probably at some toy stores.
I'm sorry I got you stuck on the train, dude. And the price, I did look up into the price change. That is happening here actually very soon. They're going to be even cheaper than they are. The $13, $14 ones are going to be $9. The $20 ones are going to be $16. It's insane. They have the it's great. It's great.
Got classic TIE fighter, and I actually just found this out. There's a button at the bottom here, pops the guy right open, so pops the cockpit. I got my guy stuck in there. He's in there. You get to really see him in there, but it's cool, dude. The details on this, you can see the texturing, and it just feels, maybe very breakable, because it's not super metal, but it's decent quality.
Yeah,
it's actually decent quality. It's something if you're not too careful, but you can mess around a little bit.
Yeah, and I think you pay for that because, not in a bad way, like the die-cast Star Wars Hot Wheels Starship Selects. Those are die-cast metal, but you can't move them. There may be one or two pieces that you can move at most on those, but
And
since
then
these
how
are
much
plastic,
those
are $13. But they're not to scale with each other at all.
Yeah.
The AT-AT's the same size as like the Snow Speeder, so
they're not unreasonably priced with these. These are decent sized. Like here's
oh, you got Darth Vader's TIE Fighter?
Yeah, Vader's TIE Fighter. He's in there. There's a button at the bottom. It's not popping out. I think I may have jammed Vader in there wrong. He's got a cape with him, but he doesn't fit in the ship with the cape, so you can take it off. But
have you seen
he's in there.
The chase for that?
I have not.
So the chase is is it that one? No, you know what? I'm still thinking of the Hot Wheels Selects because they have a damaged Vader's TIE Fighter. But yeah, they're great. I love the Micro Galaxy Squadron. I can't say enough about them.
I'm into it now.
It's so good. It's awesome.
Here's Vader, capeless, just chilling. He didn't feel like wearing a cape today. But it's cool. The figures are very tiny. It's kind of like old school figures where they're not very detailed. They're kind of, you don't buy these for the figures, obviously, but they're very tiny. They got some details, nothing crazy. This one, Darth Vader doesn't look too bad at all, actually. But you really get some really quality ships. So if you're a big fan of Star Wars ships, which I am, I think it's cool. And to have like a ship collection in my house, I want to build like a little fleet in my house, which I think is very, very neat.
That's what I eventually want to do. Either hang them up, put them all on a shelf.
I've got a small collection. I need to find a better spot for them once I get more, but it is actually a very cool toy line they're starting to do, and they're going pretty big. It's a little bit messy to get into finding specific ships though.
Yeah, because unfortunately, I know I started right when they started, but I know you're starting in, and they're on wave 3 now.
They haven't released everything for wave 1 or wave 2 yet.
It's weird. They actually just did a thing on Twitter. They were talking about the Boonta Eve battle package, which is the pod racers, Anakin and Sebulba's pod racer double pack for this. It's now going to start shipping here soon. So, yeah, and that's from wave 1, I'm pretty sure. So that's over a year old.
Yeah, there's an Instagram account that's just called
Micro Galaxy Squadrons.
Micro Galaxy Squadron that I follow, and I scroll back a little bit to find out where the Ahsoka ship is and some other stuff, and they have like a links in the description that have, checklists, where to pre-order things, where to buy them. So definitely check out that Instagram if you're looking to get into it. It is very cool, this series, and you can really get into it. And if you use that resource, I think you'll be just fine if you just follow what they say. But this is what the packaging looks like. The ship's on. I just took it out like 5 seconds ago. But this is the packaging. Squadrons. If you go to a store, they're pretty spread out. You'll have like smaller ones on hooks and then bigger ones on shelves. Like you find Mandalorian ship on there. You'll find what else do they have that's really, really big out there?
Falcon.
The Falcon. They have a million Falcons at every store.
Boba Fett ship. And Jango's either.
Yeah, those are some of the big ones I've seen, like on the top shelf, like on top stock. Yeah. I'll see it on bottom shelf. They're pretty spread out in the store.
I'll have to show you the ones I got today. I got some big ones. Now I have a question since you opened that.
I want to get.
Can you take the artwork off of the back of that? Is there a?
Got a little ripped. I mean, maybe I was less careful.
Does it come off?
No.
Okay.
It's built. It's on the card.
Okay.
Back.
I didn't know because I know in some of the big ones, like the one I've got here, this I think has the art slides out. I'm pretty sure.
I bet you can probably cut it out. There's like a very clear line, like right here.
Mm-hmm.
You can cut it out if you want to. I don't think they particularly kept that in mind when doing it, but
on the big ones, it's an insert, so you can take it out and put it as a background, which is really nice.
There you go. Small ones, I don't think they do that so much. But I'm pretty happy. I've got I got 3 ships so far, with a couple little dudes. I'm actually starting to get back into collecting this now, and so I don't collect as much as you, but I think I'm gonna start collecting this kind of hard here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you got some stuff too as well. You said you got some more ships and probably some other stuff. You get the Jar Jar Binks window decal or no?
No, not yet.
Stock for you.
Was that everything you got?
Yeah, I didn't get a ton, but I got I took a couple stores for those ships. I'll probably
Okay.
head to a toy store sooner or later for another one.
Well, since you showed off some Micro Galaxy, I'll show off what I got. I got another gunship, the final gunship that I needed. One of my friends, Ryan, you know who you are. I appreciate you.
No.
He found the final one that I'd been looking for, and that's the Separatist Nightmare. Hopefully this doesn't... It's green, and I have a green screen on, so hopefully it doesn't go too much there. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I'm looking at it through the... But
it's not too green, but you can put a picture on the screen.
Yeah, we'll put a picture up here. It's all green. It comes with 4 clone troopers and a pilot, so 5 total. And it comes with a speeder to put inside the gunship, which is pretty cool. So now I have all 6 gunships. The normal one, the Mutalist one, the Tiger gunship, and then the other 4.
Nice. I actually did see on that Instagram we saw earlier, they were thinking about doing their own direct website.
They should.
They were thinking about it, so I think that would be good too. If you're looking to get into it, probably start now. But they're probably gonna have easier in the future to collect these. It's becoming new, but better. It's getting better. So since it's so new, it's probably not so organized, but it's getting better.
The next one I got is also another big one. Ryan also got. Target was having a deal where it was like buy 2, get them for 20-30% off. So I got these really cheap. I got the Havoc Marauder, and this one comes with Wrecker and Omega. So it's from the Bad Batch. It's their ship on the Bad Batch. And for all of you people calling me a maniac, saying, hey, it'd be easier if we could see that if you opened it. I do plan on opening these. I just, unfortunately, they are easy to pack away in the box. I'm too scared that, if I open them and pack them, if I move soon, they'll ding up, they'll break, stuff like that, and I don't want that. The next thing that I got these today. I was over at my local GameStop and found 2 Vintage Collection Mando figures. I got the... Well, we'll do this one. This is Gar Saxon.
GameStop's well stocked lately.
They are, so it's easier to see the art, but it's basically Guard Saxon. This has the Mandalorian Super Commando Captain, and then I got the Airborne Mandalorian, so got those for the collection. And then I got... I don't know if I'm going to show all of them off. I'll show off, like, my favorite.
Okay, you got a lot of stuff, huh?
I got the whole second wave of the retro repacks. So I'll show off the R2-D2. I got all the other ones, but the original R2-D2, I got these cases for them. Make them look awesome, pristine. But I just love the original R2-D2. Love this thing so much. I love the way they look, and these cases are great. So they just light up from the bottom, put them in.
Very cool.
They are acrylic. And then, if you guys want more details on this, what did you do? He's playing with his toy. He's so excited.
Slowly rotating.
Yeah. I ended up getting this. I made a video of it on our TikTok, and I plan on making, hopefully, a really good review of it. This is Obi-Wan's Galaxy's Edge lightsaber. This thing is awesome. So if you guys want to see more on that, comment below and let us know. I'll make a like a legitimate review of it and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I think I've only got one thing left. So this is really cool. I got this as a gift. This, you can hear that probably. So this thing is really cool. I like to collect, obviously, and a thing...
You really?
Yeah, here and there. A thing that a lot of people like to collect is coins. And this is episodes 4, 5, and 6. They each get 4 coins for characters from them, and these are gold-plated coins.
Okay. Is that like an older piece, or is this something newer they're doing?
It's from the past decade. But these are encapsulated and they're gold, so like the bottom row is Return of the Jedi, so it's like Wicket, Jabba, the Emperor, and Boba Fett. And then the top one from A New Hope is like Luke, Leia, Han, and Chewie. And then the middle is Stormtrooper, Yoda, R2D2, C3PO, and Darth Vader. But they're all like professionally like encapsulated. Like if you
They
send a
got
coin off to
descriptions,
PSA,
too.
they do. It's really cool.
Coins are interesting. They do some coins even recently, like the Ewoks pack. They did one.
Yeah, and then
It's
that's
like
what the
it's like
backs
an
of them
old
look
school
like.
Star Wars thing, so it's
They
kind of
just
neat.
say Star Wars on the back.
That's neat.
But those are basically my recent pickups. That
Got a lot
Yeah.
though. I'll
Yep.
probably head to a toy store probably if things are opened. It is Sunday and a holiday weekend, but if I look for more Squadron Galaxy stuff this weekend.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
So.
It's fantastic. I'm sorry I got you hooked, bro.
I'm not too worried. It's not too much. Although some of these packs get up there, like the AT-T. How much was that?
The
50?
AT-AT was $49.
It was up. It was close.
That's the
to
most
50.
expensive one they've made for a single item, though.
But imagine how big that guy's gonna
It
be.
should be the
dude.
most expensive because I think it's the biggest one they're gonna make.
They're reasonably priced up. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, for sure. So that's all of our recent pickups, basically.
Okay.
We can move on into some. Well, I guess since we're talking about collectibles and stuff, we can talk about a little bit of the news. Ezra Bridger's lightsaber went up for pre-order on Shop Disney. I was able to pick that up. I was lucky enough to get that. So if you weren't, I do believe it is still actually available for pre-order. Yes,
Didn't sell
at
out
this
instantly,
time.
yeah.
It's still available for pre-order. It's his second lightsaber, not his first one. Second one. It's not the staple gun. It's the standard, normal lightsaber.
I'm surprised that it's still available because a lot of stuff Star Wars gets sold out instantly, right?
A lot of the newer sabers that they've released, Yoda was available, but that one's different. The last two was Qui-Gon and Dooku, and those sold out fast. The Yoda one didn't sell out because there's also a Black Series version, so half the people bought the Black Series one already. So there's all the other ones like the Jedi Dooku and the Qui-Gon. There is no Black Series, so those sold out immediately. I don't think there's really too much other toy news.
There's that game news that came out a little bit. People talking about it, maybe not news, but people talking about that one game that's kind of like No Man's Sky Star Wars version.
Star Wars Eclipse, the open world Ubisoft game. The guys who made Assassin's Creed are gonna make it. It's like a choose your own adventure, depending on what you do, I guess, will affect the outcome of the story. Travel from planet to planet, like Jack was saying, from No Man's Sky. It's gonna be like that, but Star Wars. I like No Man's Sky. I have a blast with that game. So
it's a good game, and if they can, and you probably have more fun because it's Star Wars, and we'll see how they do it. Ubisoft, who made a lot of open world games, how much do they steal from No Man's Sky mechanically or like inspiration wise, or are they gonna go more with like linear? Because No Man's Sky, you can just straight up get on a ship.
You can do whatever you want as long as once you beat the tutorial and get the ship, you're on your own.
But yeah, there's pirates you interact with. You get your own fleet, ships. They constantly update it. You can make your settlements, build your own buildings. I don't know if I can make you build your own buildings in Star Wars, but if they could do like maybe like Red Dead kind of stuff where they have a huge in-depth like interactive world, that'd be awesome. And if you could do maybe some No Man's Sky stuff where you straight up can leave the planet and do whatever you want, go to whatever planet you want. There would be some limit to what planets you have because No Man's Sky, there is a limit, but it's insanely large. But Star Wars, how detailed, how many planets, how far can you go?
Yeah,
so many planets you can do.
So many. So they've got that one.
How far out?
That one's Star Wars Eclipse. I'm excited. We just gotta wait. Another game that they've been talking about, that they brought up, but to my knowledge is still delayed indefinitely, is Knights of the Old Republic, KOTOR, the KOTOR remake. I think that's in limbo.
They also canceled a lot of projects, didn't they, as well? Around the same time they delayed that one. Are they like redoing video games as a whole, or are they rethinking how they're planning it?
I'm not entirely sure. They might be because of Lucasfilm Games is back now, so that's its own division. Yeah. Instead of having it like rented out every year to like EA, they will say, "Hey, developer, would you like to make a game?" Versus, "We're gonna sign a contract and you're the only one who can make a game for 10 years."
Just seems like a mess when they have that one Nintendo game that's just a mess.
Hunters.
They canceled Yeah, they canceled a bunch of games. They pushed back Kotar indefinitely until
Yeah.
they figure out. They literally fired the whole crew. They said, "Get out of here. We're done
Yeah,
with you."
they reslate, like clean slate, new people, restart. I
That's
don't even know
crazy.
if the same people are doing it. Not respawn.
Like
Oh, I can't think of their name.
Dice or something. I don't know.
No. It's the guys who actually did the ports for the Switch.
I have no
They
idea.
put Pod Racer and Republic Commando on the Switch. I can't think of that company's name now. But they're doing the KOTOR. They were. I don't know if they still are. If it's a different company now, I'm not sure.
Sounds like it's not the case because they
Yeah.
really just fired everybody. It's crazy what they've done with video games and Star Wars. Now, obviously, Jedi Survivor came out. That's okay. That's like their flagship game. That I think gets an exclusion because it is the Star Wars game they're kind of focused on.
It's
But
true.
like, what other games have they really messed with? What's coming out? Honestly,
Nothing
is
that
there
I
any news
know
about
of.
anything?
Fortnite.
There's like far out news that doesn't count. That's not like a whole new game. That's just Fortnite
I
to
know, it's just
reskin.
skins. I mean, they did Lego Star Wars. That was the last big one.
I think they're talking about the Lego Star Wars is really ambitious and they did a lot on that.
That game is huge.
There's only far out news and rumors right now, and games that are delayed or canceled. So it's a little weird in the Star Wars video game front, which is some of the fun that we like to have. But Jedi Survivors, we got that game. It's not like we're empty. We got nothing.
Right.
Got to appreciate that
Great
game,
game.
and Lego Star Wars. Those have come out pretty recently. Even Lego Star Wars not too long ago, right? Like a year. Maybe a little bit more.
2021, 2021, I think. Could have been 2022.
I think it was 2022 because it was after Masks.
Yeah.
I think it was starting to after COVID.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah. So
I remember going to the launch party and they had like a
That's right.
blue milk
Luke.
Luke.
Yeah, you got the minifigure.
I also got the X-wing Podamerons. They're really garbage little figs, but they're free little things they gave you. I also got the poster from the GameStop.
I got that. Yeah.
It's cool. I haven't put it up yet, but I have it. But games are interesting. Other than that, we don't really have a lot of news on games other than far out rumors, and then shows. We're just kind of waiting on Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And the big thing with Ahsoka is there's been a lot of, we posted, I made a couple of videos on our social medias about it, but Tamora Morrison, that's a really big thing, is he's rumored to be reprising his, a role that is not Boba Fett or Jango Fett. It's going to be Rex.
It's the rough thing, though, because what happened to him on Mandalorian, he seemed a little upset about it.
Well, but it's also, he's going to be playing a character he's never played before. But he has to play it established. He has to play this character. See, that's the thing, is normally, which it kind of happened, D. Bradley Baker, the voice of the clones, had to base his performance off Tamora Morrison's basic clones in episode 2 and 3. Then they decided to give them way more depth and character. Some sound a little different, the way they speak, their dialect, things like that. But now I think Tamora Morrison will have to kind of play it off. You know, you had the Coruscant Guard in episode 3, the way they talked, they spoke, they were just soldiers, same in episode 2. But he's going to have to give them a little more character than he did in those movies. And I'm excited for that because that's not, I think that's the thing he wants, is he wants to be
and I don't want to say anything
character. I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything bad about him, but D. Bradley Baker is absolutely amazing. He has so many characters.
Insane. Yeah.
He has aliens. He has
insane how good he is.
He does all the Bad Batch.
He's Admiral Trench. He's the big spider guy.
What's her name? Yeah. He has such a variety of voices he can do, and we love the actor of Boba Fett, Polynesian Spas, all that stuff. He's a great
Bantha.
Good guy. Seems like a good guy, honestly.
Yeah.
But they did mess him up in Boba Fett and Mandalorian. He got upset that they took episodes away from him, which is fair. But he thought in return he could be in Mandalorian. He wasn't.
Yeah.
So fairly enough, he's gonna be a little upset at probably at Disney. So I'm surprised to see he's coming back right away. But I guess
that's the thing, is he probably the show's out, so he's obviously they did this a while ago.
You can't stop the Disney train from rolling. They're gonna roll out these shows, and he's kind of gonna be involved in a lot of them because of how pertinent clones are. And Boba Fett apparently a part of the Mandoverse, so we'll see. He's probably gonna be in the movie that they're making too.
Yeah, maybe depends. We don't know what happens to him in this timeline. He could die in Ahsoka. He
I
can.
don't think so.
That would be a good way to like he sacrifices himself to save her.
I would say he's probably planned for the Boba Fett. Or he's probably planned for the Mandoverse movie. I think he's probably planned. But if he wants to leave, they can do that way. I don't think they're gonna do that to him though. I think
No, I think it would be a really good way.
Unless he wants to leave, I know you don't like Boba Fett, and that's fair. They did.
No. I'm not Boba Fett. I'm saying Rex because he's playing Rex.
Rex.
I'm saying
I'm
I think it
talking
would
about
be.
Boba Fett.
Oh well,
He's
no,
gonna
I'm
come back.
talking. I'm talking Rex. Like I think it would be a
Yeah.
really good way is if Rex protects Ahsoka. Like this is how Rex dies. Is in Ahsoka.
Rex may die. That's gonna be a heartbreaking,
It is.
shattering moment for all fans to remember. Like some of the big scenes, like Kanan Jarrus dying, and all that stuff. It's gonna be like one of those scenes.
It's true.
But I'm talking about like him working in Star Wars universe. Like he's gonna be Boba Fett again, probably in the Mandoverse movie. So he's gonna be playing more stuff in Star Wars. I'm just curious to see if they mess with him anymore because he's a good guy. He seems chill, but
I liked him as Jango. I liked him as Boba. I think he was a fine Boba. It's just the direction that the directors wanted him to go.
They did a weird direction for Boba Fett. He's not the Boba Fett you know.
Yeah.
In that movie, which is fair, it's way in the future. He's been in that pit for how long? He's obviously going to be a different guy coming out of it. Like, dude just got digested for like 100 years. Like, that's the whole thing. Got digested for years on years. Like, it's going to kind of tear you apart. But, like, they didn't make you care about that Boba Fett. And he didn't do a lot of what he says he's going to do. Like, I rule with respect. He ruled, like, dudes on hover bikes.
Well, and yeah, he rules with respect, but then he invited all the guys over and used the Rancor to scare them. Like...
And then he got like beaten up
fear.
in his diaper. Beaten up in his diaper by
his back to diaper.
You couldn't put some pants on, but I mean that part's not the biggest. I think it's just funny that he wears it.
I just hated the end where he's like, "Nah, this isn't for me." And it's like, well, then what the heck was the point of this show? Just to show that Boba Fett didn't want to do this.
They didn't make it. They didn't make you want to care about this character.
Unfortunately, the show was really just cameo. The show. I mean, Mandalorian was in it. Grogu was in it. Peli was put in it. Then you had Black Chrysanthemum put in it. Huts. The first time we've ever seen more Huts live action. Those guys were in it.
Really
Danny.
Cameo. It's not a celebrity. It's just
well, no, I'm saying cameos is in general, not famous people, characters.
That's not even from anything else though either. But
Danny Trejo's in it. You know, he's the Rancor Keeper, and then you've got Cad Bane. Like
Cad Bane. Cad Bane.
He stole the show. He stole the show.
I don't feel like his death was.
He's not dead. He's not dead.
I wasn't super. I feel like he's dead.
I don't. His chest thing was still beeping.
I feel like they wanted to make it a big, important deal that he died in that show to make it one of those moments that are important because they want to have moments in the shows that are big and important.
I don't think he died.
But we'll see. I mean, he's supposed to be pretty old for his species, but I don't know.
I think that's why his chest, he decompressed. Like, oh, the air got, he's got stabbed. I definitely think that he
lived.
What you call it? I think he lived because the thing on his chest was going off and beeping. I think that like Toto could show up as a little robot and save him.
Star Wars is notorious for keeping characters alive. Like Darth Maul's died like 4 times.
Right.
Dude never dies.
Admiral Trench died 3 times. The spider guy in the Clone Wars.
They don't kill characters so easily.
He only died until Anakin put a lightsaber through his chest.
Well, you don't know. Maybe he lived.
No, they blew the ship up he was on. He can't breathe in space.
Palpatine died. Palpatine got blown up in the Death Star.
Sith magic. Who
knows? He was on the. Maybe Dooku saved him.
Somehow he survived.
Somehow Trench lived.
That would be hilarious.
They're slow to kill people. If not, they want to keep the character.
He spray paints himself blue and pretends to be Thrawn.
It's the blue.
Somehow.
Like I swear, I'm not a spider. I
survived.
Guys, I swear I'm not a spider. Bro, I think you're a spider. You look like you laid a couple eggs the other day.
You probably didn't notice me because of the blue arms.
Now we'll skip because we kind of went into a tangent on the side about Boba Fett's show, but I think he's in the future. Speaking of the future, though, Ahsoka, I did finish the second Thrawn book.
Oh, nice. The new or the old, or which one?
The second in the not the old books, but the original like Thrawn
trilogy.
Alliances
Okay.
When I finished.
Nice.
So I read Thrawn Alliances or audiobook. Too much Anakin. Too much.
It is a lot about him and Anakin, and they meet on Batuu. They meet at Disney World.
Well, that was before that.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I can go back to like, dude, that's where Anakin was doing whatever. But too much Anakin angst and Padme. The
Yeah.
Vader scenes with Thrawn, those are good.
They're really good.
Thrawn's like straight up saying he is Skywalker to his face.
Yeah, he knows.
And like how he was like in the book of parts, he was like, "Trust me," and he's like, he got so happy when Vader didn't trust him, but not because he's an alien, because he doesn't trust his plan's gonna work. He's like so happy that he's not being like biased against an alien. Like that's some stuff. Like Thrawn
like
smiling
that.
about that. That's like a big deal. It's got some good scenes in there, and it's actually, if you get past the Anakin parts, and some of those can be enjoyable stuff. They went on a whole tangent about like politics and how planets get caught up in the war, which they've done like a million times in Clone Wars and other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, cool, planets don't want to be a part of your war. You got no choice. That whole thing. Okay, we've seen that. Rebels had it with Bendu.
Yeah.
Clone Wars had it in like 50 million episodes because that's half what the series is about. Clone Wars and getting planets involved. It's a little on that part, but the Vader scenes. Vader's very good, and they learned about Thrawn. It's the same Thrawn. You pay attention to details, you kind of understand what's going on, or the reveals are pretty good. There's some good reveals, like how there was, and I'll say spoilers if you want to skip a few minutes ahead. Thrawn had his species kids who are force sensitive, and they lose the force as they get older.
The Chiss.
And yep, the Chiss. They lose their force powers as they get earlier, and they use them to navigate. And one of the species was kind of learning that. Thrawn's trying to save his people or save their secret. And at some point, at the very end of the book, Vader got really mad because Thrawn's like kind of serving his people at the end, and Vader pulled a Thrawn and like knew everything. Thrawn's like trying to hide stuff, but Vader can keep up with him, which
he
is
showed
such a big,
his like dominance. Like,
deal.
You're not the only one who knows details about things.
He would ham. He's like, "Why'd you do this? It's to save people, isn't it? To serve your people." Is like, "Why not both?" He's like, "You will not serve the Chiss." And it's like,
bro wanted Tostitos, so why not both?
It's some chilling. It's DiGiorno, not delivery.
Same thing.
But there's some chilling dialogue. It's really well written in some parts. Writing Anakin's not bad. It's just, it's not what I'm in the book for. But now I'm at the next book. I started reading like a few minutes of Treason. It's all so tied in with Rebels. It's right at when he gets called back from the Rebels to talk about his TIE Defender. He's getting pulled back from Lothal to do that, and he's got to like do something with the Death Star.
And you can see the parallels with Rebels.
I haven't gotten far. Well, dude, this whole book series, even the last one, they constantly mentioned his failure to fight when he fought Bendu.
Yep.
They mentioned that. That's crazy how it tied in as a Rebel.
And it ties in a lot. Like, it's
canon.
Yeah.
So it's not canon anymore.
The middle trilogy. But have you read the new trilogy yet?
No, I'm working up to it. I'm gonna read this one, or the original Thrawn Alliance is in forget the name, Treason.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna read the next trilogy next. So I don't know how this one's not canon. He doesn't do anything crazy.
There's some things that contradict what happens.
Is there? I don't.
Yeah, there. In the final book.
The final book. Okay, that's where I haven't gotten there yet. So I thought this would probably be the book that would break it, because he's gonna have to, and with Ahsoka coming out, it's gonna probably contradict that quite a bit, because it's gonna be right as, or at some point, I'm assuming he's gonna get to where he gets, what's the name of that species that hyperspace jumps?
Purrgil.
Yeah, he's gonna have Purrgil and Ezra like kidnap him. Now, I think that's going to be early in the book, because this whole thing he's trying to do for the Death Star or whatever his plan's like 2 weeks. And the books are long, so I don't know where it's going to go. You already probably know. But when it hits that point, I suppose it'll be not canon anymore. And Ahsoka's probably going to be a big dispelling a lot of that too, because it's leading right up into that moment. But they are very, very well written books for the most part.
They're fun. They're really good stories to tell.
They are.
They are really good. So highly recommend checking out the Thrawn books. But I think that's basically all the stuff that's been covered. I think this might be our new, we'll try to keep the podcast, unless a lot of big stuff's happen, or convention, May the 4th, big days like that. We'll keep it
Yeah.
longer, but I think we might try to keep the podcast down to like 25 to a half an hour is what we're going to try to do.
We'll do like new pickups, what we've been reading, books, comics, Star Wars news, what little there is here and there before. But when is Ahsoka coming out?
August,
a couple months. So we got a couple months before that big stuff drops. But when that drops, we'll be doing
that'll be
reviews.
Yeah, and I think that'd be a really good, like, if we can do a watch together for episode 1 or something, and
we also got
this
stuff.
and react to it.
We'll make other non-podcast content, like we're gonna rewatch the movies, and
Yep.
we're watching Resistance. The best pilot in the world. It's not that great. There's some scenes. There's some scenes that are good.
We're getting there. We're getting there. The show's picked up from where it was. It's not amazing, but the show's picked up from what it was before.
A whole episode's based on somebody misinterpreting what somebody heard. So
it's true.
Jar Jar Binks stuff.
But yeah, I think that's probably where we will end today's episode. Yep. So again, we appreciate everyone stopping by. You got anything else to say?
Tell us if you read books, comics, what to read. If you haven't read it, tell you how we feel. Maybe next episode if you want to, because he's read a lot. I've read a lot of stuff. I'm reading some of the newer stuff as it comes out. So just let us know what content you're doing in the middle of this slight draw while we're waiting.
Yeah, let us know. Also, check out our other socials. I'll put them below. We have a Discord. Join the Discord. That'll be fun. We want discourse in the Discord. So we'll put a link to that. It'll be fun.
No swearing.
No, but keep it clean, but Star Wars related. So check it out.
You can say Star Wars swears, but not regular.
You can, you can say Carabast.
There you go.
But yeah, check that out. Check our other socials. We'll put them below.
TikTok.
Yep. We're
very active there.
Yep. Yeah, we post a lot on there. So we appreciate everyone stopping by. Episode 7.
Yep. Absolutely. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.